Hey family, hope everybody is doing well. I want to thank everybody who has checked on me um, due to the wildfires in South Carolina. I don't have any near me because I live in Bucknelly where there is nothing being planned. One thing about these old timers around here, they are very close to the Confederacy and they ain't trying to do nothing that takes them away from that historical time. They love to go back to make America great again. Well, to them around here, that's when America was great. So we're not slated. We haven't had any excessive growth. In fact, we are in a great decline. We don't have anything here. I don't think that anybody wants to take over. We don't have any resources and things like that. Uh, so, I don't know, but I do notice there's a pattern with where the wildfires are. I can see, changes in the weather, different things like that. So we have to just be on guard. And again, you always got to be prepared to move, be prepared to evacuate, and in a short period of time, be prepared to lose your stuff. Be prepared for insurance companies not to pay for nothing. And, it really is interesting because, and the Bible tells us don't look back, don't be worried about this material stuff. How we gonna be crying when we leave here? Like you can really see how all of it is gonna happen, and when it starts happening, it's scary because when you're in tune with real time events that are associated with the end time prophecies, it is very scary to watch. But I'm praying that the Most High, protects His remnant. And, those of us who are able to help one another, we do. And we help our own before we help any other nation because that's what other nations do. Um, even if they, find it to be charitable today, you better believe they have undermined us in so many other ways to make it so that we are unable to care for ourselves and we need outside supports. So, thank y'all for checking on a sister. It's a rough time for all of us, and nobody is exempt from, being touched by the wicked and these principalities as Babylon falls. So, we just have to keep that in mind and keep everybody lifted up um, in the community in prayer because we just don't know when trouble is going to come knocking at our doors. So, today I want to do a little discussion about the DEI blackout because I'm tired of black people thinking that these white people care about you. White supremacy does not care about you. White supremacy just needs you to thrive. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, we are the biggest consumers of um, we keep this economy going, yada 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 yada. We can withhold our dollars for a day and show them something. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I didn't participate in it. I didn't even mention it because one, I'm very tired of black people being double-minded. Either we're gonna come out this system or we're not gonna come out of the system. Either we're going to intermingle with the other nations who worship other gods, i.e., like money, or we're going to be set apart and believe that the Most High is going to take us back to our roots where we were, we care for ourselves. We weren't consuming as much from other people. We consumed from each other. And not only that, we didn't really have to consume, because every man and every woman, every household took care of themselves. They grew their own food. They made their own clothes. They raised their own animals, their livestock. They built their own stuff, even if they had servants or bond maids, bond servants, whoever come in and help. People, you know, took care of their own. Israelites were a culture to itself. It didn't rely on anybody else. So for us to be out here talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna show them, we're gonna show Amazon in one day how we ain't gonna spend our money. What they care if you don't spend money for one day, because they make more than that off of other nations. Okay, America didn't spend no money. Some of America, some black people didn't spend some money. Other people across the globe did. There's no strategy there. And two, if Babylon is falling, they don't care. They've already raped us dry. We don't have nothing. They know we don't have anything. So they're laughing, really and truly. They're sitting back laughing at us because we sound ridiculous. Now, the other thing that I dislike is, or that I learned from Samba Journey's channel, was that this whole DEI blackout thing was started by a Khazarian. So the other thing about us is, like, we don't really recognize one of the biggest, the easiest ways for uh, the adversary to know that their stuff is working is when we latch onto their three letter acronym, sayings or agencies or slogans or whatever, and we run with it. Every time you find out that something was created by the Khazarians to keep Israelites confused. And to me, this is just another one of those things, that diversity, equity, and inclusion crap. I never cared for it because I knew it does not help black people. When they promoted it, it was only helping the LGBTQ and white women and Asians and Hispanics, because those were the minorities that the new global order are pushing. That's their order. It's not God's order. So I wasn't down with it. I could see, well, ain't no men in this, so I ain't support nothing that don't have brothers at the top of the food chain, because that's not the order of the Most High. So I didn't get behind it. And so now, everybody's mad because these companies are rolling back DEI. Well, DEI was never meant for us anyway. It was meant for the people that benefited from it, and the people that benefited from it were used, and now they are being, they're having their rug pulled from under them, and now they see how we feel. So I don't particularly care about it. But the thing that concerns me again is that this blackout, this withholding of funds. First of all, it's Babylon's money. So why do you care about impressing Babylon when we're supposed to be coming out of the system? It shows how double-minded we are. Two, we don't know where this movement started from. And I have a huge problem with Israelites always dragging something to black folks to stand for when we don't know where it came from. Anytime you see Al Sharpton and the rest of the opposition, people we know who are paid opposition and misleaders, we're joining them. You should check yourself. You should look in the mirror and be like, oh, something wrong with me. I'm lost. I need to sit down and get in tune with the Most High, because the Most High will tell you, oh no, you don't need to be following them. Like, I don't even understand. And some well-known, reputable camps that I like were supporting this movement, and I was very disappointed. It made me start having second thoughts about them, because this is not the time to get weak. This is not the time to be emotional. This is not the time to be going back and forth with Babylon. It's literally falling. We need to be taking our money and trying to figure out how we going to help ourselves. The last thing we need to be concerned about is what a corporation thinks or what a corporation does, because they don't care about you. They are already moved on. They don't care if you bought anything during the on the 28th during the blackout, because they make money now off of your data. So while you on scrolling on your phone using all the free apps, guess what? They made money off of you anyway. No matter what you do, this system has a way to use you to enrich itself. So I just thought it was the dumbest thing. And probably because of the way that my mind works is the biggest reason. I'm always suspicious of everything. But I was glad when Dwayne from Samba Journeys, I think that's his name. I'm sorry if not I'm mispronouncing his name. But he's like me. He's like follow the money and like, where does thing come from all of a sudden? So when black people be quiet and mind our business, they have to find a way to make us mock the Most High, or to make us sin against the Most High. And to me, DEI is a form of idolatry. The DEI blackout was a form of idolatry. One, because the acronyms, just think of what they mean. Diversity. God don't like diversity. God is all about division. He wants you to separate yourself from evil, good versus evil, light versus darkness, right versus wrong, you know, holiness and righteousness versus evil. Division. And there's no diversity. We shouldn't be diverse. You diverse as in you may come from a whole lot of different backgrounds and places and nations, but you're going to obey the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You're going to understand His word, and it doesn't matter what nation you're from, what color your skin is, because all of us believe the same thing. All of us are following the same law, statutes, and commandments. So when you learn about diversity, that's a problem, because it don't have nothing to do with the Most High. The only diversity is maybe our personal appearances, the color of our skin. Other than that, everything else is the same, because the culture does not change. There's no diversity in God's ways. There's just straight up and down. It's easy, ain't hard. Equity. There's no equity in God's kingdom. Most High always, He told us that the poor would always be among us. So that lets you know the system wasn't equitable. There were poor people in the Torah. Also, men and women are not equal in God's kingdom. They were not then. They are not going to be in the new kingdom. So this equity crap for Israelites is ridiculous, and I don't understand why they are pushing it, why they want to get behind it, because it is counter to what the Most High said. There is no equity. Women don't get, there ain't no feminism in the kingdom. There wasn't no feminism in the Bible. Them women was getting stoned to death when they got out of place, when they got caught sinning. When Israel was right. When Israel was wrong, we was wrong. Like we're wrong now. We wrong. We was wrong back then too, and we were punished, which is why we're in captivity today. So when you talk about equity, think about why we're in captivity today. So when you get behind a stupid movement like DEI, it just demonstrates how double-minded the people are, and how even some of the people who are watchmen and teachers get it wrong. They want to still dabble in Babylon, when the last thing you should be worried about is what's going on in Babylon. If they get rid of DEI, so what? it don't help you anyway. They just used us. They always use us. So why do you care? The thing should be that white people worry about DEI. They the ones benefit from it. White women who come from white men, they benefited from it. White LGBTQ community benefited from it. Let them worry about it. Let them fight about it. Let them not spend their money. They benefit this their country. It ain't ours. We in captivity. And so the last thing about the I's inclusion, there is no inclusion. We don't include everybody in as an Israelite. Israelites are very special people. We are chosen people. Judah is a chosen people. You can't include everybody in with us because everybody ain't us. It's a bloodline. So when you're talking about inclusion, you accepting anything and everything. The alphabets, the feminism, the other nations, their gods, their money, their ways, their culture, their dietary, lack of dietary laws and rules, the pharmakia. With them comes everything. So why on earth would we go against the Most High and promote or support inclusion when the Most High is coming back to exclude those who do not uh, obey his law, statutes, and commandments, and who mistreats his people? Some of the people that you fighting for, the same people who done put you in captivity, the same people who work in confederacy with all the other nations to undermine us. So I don't understand it 1 second. But anyway, I want to read Hosea 1 and 2 from the NIV version. So we can just see how double-minded we are, and how, when the Most High talks about an adulterous woman, like, that's us. We always cheating on the Most High. Always. And we don't even give it a second thought. Like with the DEI blackout, we just all like, oh yeah, we're going to do this because we're going to show them. We ain't showing the Most High nothing but how we ain't learned nothing. That's what we showing him. So I just wanted to talk about that particular topic because I didn't address it because I wasn't supporting it, but I want to add, I guess, elaborate on why I'm not, and try to hopefully plant some seeds um, into our people so we can understand why we need to step away from this system. And before I go into Hosea, the last thing I want to just say to y'all, it has been proven that the government will come up with an acronym or a slogan, and that is how they know they still got us. And so when we tend to latch on to these slogans, not knowing where they came from, not, even if it's grassroots, it can still be co-opted by opposition, and our people can be misled. We need to be very careful. Right? As a matter of fact, we shouldn't be joining nothing that's got no 3-letter acronyms or a 3-word slogan, 4-word slogans. We need to get away from that because that is a telltale sign to me that it's an operation. Been done too many times. You know, SNCC, push, Black Lives Matter, DEI. I can't even think of. I can't breathe. It's always, you start paying attention and say, why is everything a catchy slogan? We don't be knowing where it come from. We just pick it up and ride with it. That's because our opposition has studied us to a T. They know how simple we are. They understand we ain't finna investigate nothing to look and see how how these things come together, who created it, who's the founder of it. So, just be wary. But my suggestion is to step out of everything that has anything to do with this system. And I mean everything. So, Hosea 1, NIV version. The word of the Lord that came to Hosea, son of Beeri, during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and during the reign of Jeroboam, son of Joash, king of Israel. Hosea's wife and children. So listen to this. When the Lord began to speak through Hosea, the Lord said to him, go marry a promiscuous woman. Israel is the promiscuous woman because we always cheating on God with somebody else. We always cheating on God with another nation, with strange women, strange men, strange gods, strange food. We don't keep the dietary laws. We don't dress right. We listen to unholy music. We don't do nothing right. We love money. We love stuff. We love the massa. We love Mr. Charlie Water. We are the promiscuous woman. So it says, go marry a promiscuous woman and have children with her. And we're the descendants of the promiscuous woman. For like an adulterous wife, this land is guilty of unfaithfulness to the Lord. And that's what I felt like about DEI. DEI is in direct contrast with the Torah and the ways of the Most High, because a lot of the things that DEI stands for are things that the Most High does not stand for. It is completely out of the order of the Most High. So this is why you shouldn't have been boycotting it, and we shouldn't even care about it anyway, if you say you love the Most High. So he, which is Hosea, married Gomer, daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. 4. Then the Lord said to Hosea, call him Jezreel, because I will soon punish the house of Jehu for the massacre at Jezreel, and I will put an end to the kingdom of Israel. In that day I will break Israel's bow in the valley of Jezreel. 6. Gomer conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. Then the Lord said to Hosea, call her Lo-Ruhamah, which means not loved. For I will no longer show love to Israel, that I should at all forgive them. Yet I will show love to Judah, and I will save them, not by bow, sword, or battle, or by horses and horsemen, but I, the Lord their God, will save them. So, as you can see, the Israelites had messed up so bad that God was like, I ain't forgiving them. I ain't loving them. I ain't showing no love to them. He said, I'm not going to show love to them. He didn't say he didn't love us. He just said he's not showing any love to us, which is why we all here scatterbrained, lost, and turned out. And then as you can see, he said he will show love to Judah, which is why we keep on getting opportunities to get it right. And we still don't. We still won't repent. Even when we have wise leaders, their emotions and their double-mindedness still leads them back to Babylon to partake of her leeks and treats. They want to prove something to Babylon when we shouldn't be doing it at all. So it said, after she weaned Lo-Ruhamah, Gomer had another son. 9. Then the Lord said, call him Lo-Ami, which means not my people. For you are not my people, and I am not your God. So when we support stuff like DEI, we show God that, we basically confirm what he says. We are not his people because we support diversity, equity, and inclusion. We support the LGBTQ community. We support feminism and women leading, which is out of order. We support inclusion, including all nations, when God wants us to be separate from all those nations who got all these other gods and all these other ways that are anti his ways. 10. Yet the Israelites will be like the sand on the seashore, which cannot be measured or counted. In the place where it was said to them, "You are not my people," they will be called children of the living God. So our time is coming, but we supposed to be practicing trying to repent and get it right now. The people of Judah and the people of Israel will come together. They will appoint one leader and will come up out of the land, for great will be the day of Jezreel. So, unfortunately, as long as we're in captivity, we're not going to be able to appoint nobody, because as soon as we do, um, the adversary comes in and co-ops the movement. So Hosea 2 says, "Say of your brothers, my people, and of your sisters, my loved one, Israel punished and restored." So we're in punishment. We're trying to be restored, but we're not doing a good job if we keep on chasing the things of the other nations, like DEI, because that's a very Edomite, um, Edomite way that is not Yah's way. And so we need to avoid those types of initiatives. Like I said, it's time for us to come out of the system, and we need to start evaluating things from that lens. What would God do? God ain't in support of no DEI. He don't want that. He want what he want, and he's gonna punish us for pursuing it. So that's the other reason why we just need to really be mindful of what's going on. So it says, "Rebuke your mother, rebuke her, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. Let her remove the adulterous look from her face and the unfaithfulness from between her breasts." If we are not an unfaithful people, now I'm just using DEI as an example, but just think about the church and how the black church has let any and everything come in to the doors, and bring in all types of perversions. They're not even teaching the Torah. They only just laugh and shout and cut up, and basically been co-opted by the powers that be. So it's not even our institution anymore. So until the people understand that, they're going to be seen as unfaithful and adulterous. "Otherwise, I will strip her naked and make her as bare as on the day she was born." Now, you look at how all these leaders are falling, all these uh, black preachers and pastors being put out on Front Street. It's just the beginning. They're all going to have to give an account for misleading Yah's people. So this is one thing that we, need to really think about long and hard. If we are calling ourselves Israelites and we're repentant and we are saying that we're trying to turn away from our wicked ways and the ways of our ancestors and get right, well, you can't be following up with no DEI, honey. You should not even be thinking about DEI. "I will make her like a desert, turn her into a parched land, and slay her with thirst." You see, we all thirsty for the word. We're thirsty for assistance. We're thirsty for the blessings and that glow up from the Most High, but He ain't ready to give it to us yet, because we keep demonstrating that we're not ready. Even when people, our leaders among us try to do good and try to do right, we mess up. And so this is why it's also very important for, no matter who's teaching you, no matter who is helping you to awaken and learn more and encouraging you, you still need to have some discernment for yourself, and you still need to analyze things and look at stuff from God's point of view. And if you can't do that, it's going to be very difficult for you when you get into the wilderness. This is preparing for the wilderness, turning back, repenting. Even if you falter, if you fall or whatever, just being able to acknowledge that, hey, this is a worldly thing. This ain't good. We shouldn't be supporting this. Um, That's a step. The Most High can see that, hey, you know you were wrong. It's like David. You know, when David was wrong after he um killed his neighbor's husband and took the wife and got her pregnant and did all this bad stuff. You know, committed murder, plotted, did all the things. You know, broke all the commandments. But God still forgave him. But you know, he punished him. God still loved him, and you know, he was happy because he was so repentant. And the same with Solomon. So we could learn some lessons from Solomon and David when it comes to doing wrong and being repentant, and also how we cause our family members, our ancestors, our descendants to um, suffer for our sins. So again, DEI ain't nothing that we need to be touching. We need to be staying away from that with a 10-foot pole. If you see DEI, you need to be going the other way. I will not show my love to her children because they are the children of adultery. So our ancestors sinned against the Most High, and here we are. We're still committing the same sins. Same sins. Living in Sodom and Gomorrah, doing Sodom and Gomorrah things. Their mother has been unfaithful. I'm sorry, their mother has been unfaithful, and she and has conceived them in disgrace. So, you know, we are producing fruit that show we have been unfaithful to the Most High. Classic example, certain, not certain, uh, supporting DEI. Supporting DEI is a classic example of how, you know, even though we say we are awakened and we're doing the work of the Most High, yet we're supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is primarily for feminism, other nations, and LGBTQ community. How you gonna say you love the Most High and that you trying to be faithful when we cheating on them all the time, straddling the fence, being double-minded in the world with Babylon? Come on now. She said, I will go after my lovers who give me my food and my water. That's Amazon and Target and Wally World and whoever else you like. Piggly Wiggly, Publix, name a grocery store, whatever place you like to go shop at on payday. That's what we doing. You gonna go after your lovers. That's classic. So when we were talking about doing the blackout, our people were talking about doing the blackout. That's exactly what we were talking about doing. Chasing after our lovers. It just demonstrates that we still love this world. We still love the stuff of this world. We still love the stuff that Babylon provides for us for consumption. She said, I will go after my lovers who give me my food and my water, my wool and my linen, my olive oil and my drink. Baby, if that ain't what we did with DEI blackout, I don't know what to say. Therefore, I will block her path with thorn bushes. I will call, I'm sorry, I will wall her in so that she cannot find her way. She will chase after her lovers but not catch them. She will look for them but not find them. So even though, that's just like I said, even though, you know, our people participated in it, you're not going to get no fruit from it because the Most High is going to block our path. We're not going to get no fruit from that. It was a wasted effort. Why? Because it's not anything that we're supposed to be doing anyway. It is an adulterous relationship that we need to repent for. Then she will say, I will go back to my husband as at first, for then I was better off than now. So when the DEI blackout don't work and the Amazon people still getting rich because they sold your data that day that you didn't go to the store and shop. Other nations supported Amazon because you didn't. People who was pro anti the DEI, pro taking down the DEI stuff. They shopped. So like you didn't help do nothing. You didn't do nothing. So the Most High is going to fix it so that whatever we do, it's not going to work. That's basically what he's saying. And by now, we should understand that all that marching and protesting we've done, it has not worked. All these organizations that they created, the NAACP, Urban League, uh, Push Coalition, whatever Al Sharpton done made, uh, SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. I can go on and on. None of the stuff don't work. It ain't gonna work because it ain't. It is not of the Most High. It's from them folk. Then she will say, "I will go back to my husband at first, for then I was better off than now." We're gonna go back to the Most High whether we want to or not. We're gonna go back crying and gnashing of teeth because after Babylon, Egypt, get through bapping our heads and kicking us up our butts and taking our stuff and burning us out and killing us and raping us and doing all the things that they do when they're at war with you, we gonna be glad to go back and find the Most High, our husband, because we his bride. She has not acknowledged that I was the one who gave her the grain, the new wine and oil, who lavished on her the silver and gold, which they used for Baal. So when we are blessed by the Most High, guess what we do? We go and say, the adversary gave it to us, and we use it for Baal worship. That's what we do. We the ungrateful, adulterous woman. Therefore, I will take my grain when it ripens and my new wine when it is ready. I will take back my wool and my linen intended to cover her naked body. That's why we don't have nothing. That's why everybody talking about we poor, we ain't got nothing. How we gonna leave? How we gonna escape? This why we poor, we don't have nothing because we always in bed with Babylon. So now I will expose her lewdness before the eyes of her lovers. So everybody is getting ready to see how ignorant, like they've already been seeing, even though we are waking up and we're not participating in the system, people are seeing how we have, people are seeing how we have been carrying this country and it has not benefited us. So we are being exposed. We're naked. And our lovers don't care nothing about us. They done got our goodies and gone on about their business. No one will take her out of my hands. I will stop all her celebrations, her yearly festivals, her new moons, her Sabbath days, all her appointed festivals. So the things that we are supposed to do, we don't do, and we still can't do them right. So while we out here focusing on DEI, folks out here don't even know how to find the new moon. We don't know how to keep our feast days. We don't keep Sabbath right. We got other things that we need to focus on. But the Most High took those things away from us, and we're supposed to be returning back to those things now that we know. But we worried about DEI, blackouts, and not shopping with Amazon and Walmart. Come on now. There's something wrong with us. I will ruin her vines and her fig trees, which she said were her pay from her lovers. I will make them a thicket, and wild animals will devour them. So whatever we get from wherever, it ain't gonna work until we turn back to the Most High and get our goods from Him. That is what we need. That's the takeaway, and hopefully, y'all will understand what the Most High is trying to teach us through a lot of these precepts. I will punish her for the days she burned incense to the Baals. She decked herself with rings and jewelry and went after her lovers, but me she forgot, declares the Lord. So while we running around here chasing DEI, worried about how much stuff we consume and wanting to prove something to uh Edom, we ain't think about the Most High. Did not think about him at all. Shame on us. Therefore, I am now going to allure her. I will lead her into the wilderness and speak to her tenderly. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so ready to go to the wilderness. Oh, I hope I make it, y'all. There I will give her back her vineyards, and will make the valley of Achor a door of hope. So when we go to the wilderness, we ain't got to worry about nobody screaming and hollering at us like you saw Trump and Vance doing with Zelensky on TV the other day, and people telling you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, or whatever thing Edom tells us, or even our own people. Our own people tend to be negative. So I'm ready for this time. I'm ready to get my vineyards back, and I'm ready to see a door of hope. Because right now, I feel despair and hopelessness because we have, it's been quiet. The Most High has shown us, mercy and grace, but we have not had anyone on the planet to make a way for us. And it just seems like right now, corridors are opening up. People are having discussions and acknowledging who we are, although Babylon won't tell us. So it says, there she will respond as in the days of her youth, as in the day she came up out of Egypt. So we're going to be going back to that time. Whatever happened to the Israelites when they were leaving out of Egypt, that's what we need to be. That's what we need to be looking at. We need to be letting go as much of Babylon as we can, because this place is going down. And why are we trying to preserve it and prove anything to it? I don't know. We didn't gave enough to this country. We didn't gave enough to Edom. We've given enough to these other nations. So it's time for us to just check out and just chill. Wait on our ride. In that day, declares the Lord, you will call me my husband. You will no longer call me my master. So we're going to be going from being an adulterous wife to having a husband to take care of us. I will remove the names of the Baals from her lips. No longer will their names be invoked. So all the names that Edom gave us to call the Most High, and all the other things we say that curse ourselves that we don't know, those things going to be removed from us when we get into the wilderness. That's why we got to go. DEI, all that food stuff that people keep talking about. Oh, uh, um, we got to include everybody. It's not nice to talk about XYZ because you got this in your family and that in your house and that's kin to you. All that stuff is going to be removed from us. In that day, I will make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, the birds in the sky, and the creatures that move along the ground. Bow and sword and battle I will abolish from the land, so that all may lie down in safety. We ain't gonna have to worry about no war. We ain't gonna have to worry about Babylon. We ain't gonna have to worry about nobody coming and burning down our house, taking our stuff, mistreating our kids. We don't have to worry about no spying, none of that stuff. We're gonna be at peace, and I'm looking forward to that. That's why I don't care nothing about no DEI, nothing else. I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you in righteousness and justice. Making no dumb mistakes and talking about no DEI and things that are unjust. In love and compassion, I will betroth you in faithfulness, and you will acknowledge the Lord. In that day I will respond, declares the Lord. I will respond to the skies, and they will respond to the earth, and the earth will respond to the grain, and the new wine, and the olive oil, and they will respond to Jezreel. I will plant her for myself in the land. The Most High is going to put us in the land himself. But you can't go if you still trying to worry about what's going on in Babylon and impress Babylon, because Babylon got a totally different God. Which God you gonna serve? You can't serve the DEI God, because the DEI God gonna cause you to DIE by God, our God. So leave DEI where it's at. I will plant for her myself in the land. I will show my love to the one I called not my loved one. I will say to those called not my people, you are my people. And they will say, you are my God. To go to the wilderness. I can't even tell y'all. But I just want to talk about the DEI stuff. I hope y'all are not getting caught up in it. I hope y'all don't care nothing about it. If you do care about it, I'm asking you to let it go, along with all the other stuff that this administration is doing. Whatever they are doing, let them do it. Let them do it, because what has to happen has to happen. This not our land. This not our stuff. This not our home. Whatever they do is always something that is an obstacle or a challenge for our people. And there is so much trickery, so much deception now, that we have to be super careful. Like, we are being set up, we're being monitored and set up. And anytime we latch onto any of these ideologies and run with it, because the Khazarians, they setting this stuff up. They know. Oh, they still don't know who they are. We still got them. So just make sure y'all are paying attention to what's happening in the world, and not following all of these different people. Even if you follow certain people, and I'm not going to tell you not to follow. There are some good mess up sometimes. Um, Sometimes they come back and say, yeah, I messed up and I apologize. Sometimes they don't. They don't think they did nothing wrong. But with the DEI, the camps talking about they support DEI, I really, really, really was disappointed, because DEI is exactly what the opposite of what the Most High wants for His chosen people. He don't want us to be diverse. He want us to be the same. We are the same and separate. Um, he doesn't want us to um, be talking about equity, because in his kingdom there's no equity. There's a hierarchy, and it's always been like that, and it's not going to change when um, we go back to the wilderness and we end up in the millennial kingdom. It's going to go back to the way things used to be, and that's going to be something that we have to get used to. And so we need to be practicing that now. As women, we need to be practicing following good men, the guidance of good, righteous, just, merciful men, kind men. Just because a man, and I'm gonna say this, a lot of these camps, they got these men walking around here cussing out women, talking to them nasty, berating them. They're perverted. All they got on their mind is having more than one woman. You could tell their minds are broken. uh that's not what the Most High had in store for His people, and those things are going to have to be taken out of our folks too. But there are some good, righteous, just men out here who are leading, and those are the men we need to follow. Those are the men we need to support. They may not have no big following, they may not be popular, but that's what we need to be looking for. We need to be looking for, you know, people who have fruits of the Spirit. We need to be looking for sisters who are modeling, righteousness and holiness and justice and mercy, and not for Babylon. For Israel first. The house of Yasharel needs to be first. If you Judah need to be first, and then you can go to the other nations. But we can't go to the other nations because we ain't even got our own self right. So just make sure you are um, understanding. Everybody's not going to be included in what's going on with us. It's a Israelite thing. It's a Judah thing. So trying to include everybody or pursue um, whatever Babylon has going on, because they have this inclusive thing. You got to understand DEI is tied to the common good. It's tied to the New World Order. So if you are pro the New World Order, yes, go out and support DEI, but stay away from me. Get off my channel. Go follow the people who don't know what's going on. If you are awakened, you cannot be DEI and for God or for the Creator. Our capital God, not little God. Our God, capital God. He is the one that is going to divide. He's going to cleanse. He's going to destroy. He's going to judge. He is going to deliver us and the remnant of Gentiles who understand who we are and who believe. So, you know, just be mindful of what's happening right now, because we are in a very dangerous time, and a lot of our people are just lost, unfortunately. Some people, they don't understand what we're supposed to be doing, and they again are double-minded. So watch out for the double-minded believer right now. I'm not saying that they're bad, but they are dangerous, because they could cause y'all to get into some stuff that we don't need to be into. And before you know it, you are lost and turned out, and you don't even know why. All right, y'all, this is Marley K. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your feedback below if you have any comments or thoughts about the DEI blackout, or DEI being removed from corporations ending the programs, and the government trashing the whole idea. And what do you think is getting ready to come? Because I don't think it's going away. I don't think it is I don't think it's going away. It may be going away in America for a little while, but it's already done what it needed to do. It's planted the seeds, and it's destroyed cultures around the planet. So, I love to hear your thoughts about what you think about DEI and equity and inclusion and diversity and so on and so forth. If you'd like to support the channel, you can donate by using the links in the description for my Venmo and my coffee. This is a labor of love, and everybody's catching it right now. So if you have a few coins to spare and you love the work that we do, or I do, because there's no we, if you love the work that I do or the content that I put out, I appreciate your donations. They greatly help out. Lastly, we gotta prep, because the folks are watching us. They know we are rebelling now. So they're gonna come after us, and we need to be ready. As you can see, they don't discriminate. You don't know when trouble is coming to your door, and you may have to flee. So it's very important that you prepare. It's very important that you keep your important papers together. It's important that you are ready to move at the drop of a dime. But you also are relying on the Most High, seeking His guidance and wisdom and knowledge, not relying on your own self and your own preparedness. Remember to repent daily for your sins of commission and sins of omission. Keep the Sabbath. Pray regularly. Talk to the Most High all throughout the day. Remember to start cleaning your house because it's almost time for the feast, and so we need to start removing things from our homes that we don't need to have in them. And if you can, try to wake up your brothers and sisters about all this foolishness that our people tend to care about. And we need to learn how to check our emotions. We need to stop caring about what Babylon thinks, and we need to stop worrying about helping other people, because other people don't care about us. Other nations don't care about us. We have helped and carried this whole planet forever and been used. We don't have anything to show for it. So it's time for us to wake up. It is time for us to really be about our business. And the only way to do that is to focus on the Most High. Get back into your word. Look at what happened to Israel when Israel turned from the Most High and started following the other nations and worshiping other gods. Other gods. And we can add money to that when we do it in the improper way. I'm not saying money is bad, but the love of it is the root of all evil. And the corporations love money. So why are we chasing behind people who love money? Why are we trying to find favor from people who love money, who are anti the Most High? It's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. But anyway, I ain't gonna keep beating a dead horse. I'm gonna end this video now. Leave your comments below. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out here. Don't be following up with these crazy people. All right, I'm out.